Hey everybody, this is Efti with Close, and today I want to talk about how to manage yourself during a crisis. We're obviously going through an intense crisis right now. No matter where you stand on the level of panic that you feel or your philosophical or political viewpoints towards COVID-19 and what's going on around the world right now, one thing is clear. This is a crisis. This will impact your business and your personal life, but this video is going to be mostly about business and sales. And you're going to have to learn how to manage yourself more effectively than even before during this crisis. If you want to have any chance of managing your business, your clients, your customers, your prospects, having any chance of navigating these rocky waters and these challenging times ahead. The first thing that I'll say is that you need to get out of your head and out of your feelings and probably need a hard reset on your current state of mind. It doesn't matter if you think this is the end of the world and we're all gonna die, or if you think this is a hoax and some, conspiracy theory of some group that is trying to suppress us or take away our rights or whatever. No matter where you stand on the spectrum, or if you're in the kind of indifferent, I think this is all overblown, this is going to be over in a couple of days, I don't really care. No matter where you are on this, I bet that you have to spend considerable amount of energy on being in one of these camps right now, right? Because the noise level around the world, in your family, in your household probably, if you're in quarantine with your family, your kids, if you have any, your daily life is interrupted and the noise around you is amplified to the max. So most of us will spend a considerable amount of time being in our state, and usually in most of what I'm observing, in a state and in a state of mind that's not going to help us deal with the work ahead and focus and be productive. So one little tip that I'll give you to get out of your head and out of your feelings is to write things down or talk them out, right? Sometimes it helps to just take a piece of paper and a pen or open an empty Word doc and write down, what am I thinking right now? What are my thoughts about what is going on in the world? What do I assume will happen next? Where did I get my information from? Who are the people in my network that I can learn from, that I can communicate with to get better, to understand what's happening better, and to navigate what I need to and deal with my challenges right now better? Like, it's good to be informed generally about the scientific side of what we're learning about this virus, but you probably have challenges that have a lot more to do with how to pay your bills, how to generate revenue, how to continue with some of your commitments, how you're gonna kind of survive professionally over the next 3 or 4 months if things go really bad in the economy. And you need to prepare for these things. Who are the people that are incredibly competent and that you believe will come out of this winning or come out of this as good as possible, that you can connect with and learn from and get information from and bounce ideas with, right? So write down who's going to be my tribe during this time that I'm going to be learning from and learning with and tackling these challenges with. Write down what is the okay scenario, the bad scenario, and the worst case scenario, and what will happen next. Write down your thoughts, your feelings. Sometimes in psychology, we know that even just verbalizing your feelings, feeling anxiety versus saying the words, I feel anxiety right now, versus writing down the words, I feel anxiety right now. It's, whatever, Thursday, the so-and-so of 2020, I am anxious. These are the feelings. This is where my body they are. This is how they started. This is how they amplified. Expressing emotions will instantly lead to a calming down of anxiety, a coming down of overwhelmment. It helps us manage our emotions when we talk about them or when we write them down, even if it is just to yourself. Some people like to self-talk in front of a mirror. Some people like to just write it out in a journal. But get out of your body and out of your mind and manifest your thoughts and your feelings in some kind of a canvas or with some type of a person. Even just record yourself to be able to calm down and analyze with some level of distance and perspective what is currently going on with you. Because it's easy to look at the crisis and be like, what is going on in the world? What is going on in my town, in my city, my country? What is going on in my economy, in my industry? What's going on in my business? What's going on in my team? right? What's going on with my prospects? What's going on in my bank account? All these are really important questions, but none of them will help you if you don't answer the question first, what is going on with me? What is the status of myself in today's crisis? How do I feel? How do I think? What's my energy level? What's my focus? What are the actions I'm taking today? What's my status? Check in on that versus just being obsessed with the outer world. You need to spend some time with the inner world and checking in on yourself, making sure you get outside your head and your feelings. You realize where you stand before you take action, you attack the day. The next tip that I have for you is something that's not new, but something that is 10 times more important during a crisis, during an intense period of time that's as destructive and distracting as it is right now, which is your habits, your routine, the way you manage your time and yourself every single day. So things that typically deteriorate quickly in a crisis like this, all the things that help you be the best version of yourself, right? Sleep, people sleep less and they sleep worse. Eating healthy, people start eating their feelings, right? So my eating habits the last 7 days have been worse than they were in the last couple of months, right? So you eat a little worse, you sleep a little less, you're a little less physically active. You know, when everything is closed around you, going outside or working out in your living room, it's harder. So people do it less. They are less physically active. They eat worse. They sleep worse. All these things make you the worst version of yourself, which then leads to you feeling worse, making worse decisions, being inactive, overwhelmed. So during this crisis, because you manage yourself poorly, you react as poorly as possible. And with that, you place yourself in the bucket of people that are most likely going to be hit the hardest during this time, right? So make sure that these things don't happen to you. Make sure that you sleep enough and you sleep well. Make sure that you really work. I know it's a lot harder work. I went to the grocery store earlier today and I really had to mentally fight myself from picking up some candy before I was checking out, right? I was like, oh, this candy looks like good feelings. I could use some. Maybe I should just buy it and eat it. Who cares? And then I really had to fight myself. And this is one battle at a time. I will lose some in the future. I will win many today. Today I've been pretty good with my diet and already went on a run. And I'm kind of like rocking and rolling. But tomorrow I might not, right? It's one battle at a time, one day at a time. But sleeping well, eating well, being physically active, working out every single day. There's a million apps out there for body workouts, right? You can easily do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, burpees, a few things, right? And if you're not physically fit, you start with one a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, one at night, and then you ramp it up to 5 to 10, 15, 20. You know, maybe by the end of this, you're going to be doing hundreds and hundreds of push-ups, sit-ups, and squats and all kinds of other body workouts that are going to help you be a better version of yourself, think better, feel better, act better, and then manage this crisis better. You need to make sure that you have really good habits on your mental health, right? So I think last week my consumption or my usage of my phone went up 150%. So this week I had to set a goal to use my phone less, a little less every day. I can feel the addiction to Twitter and to certain people that I follow and certain sources of information that I consume every day. Calming down on that and making sure that I don't overwhelm myself with distracting information that is not helping me manage the situation better. Making sure that I consume information 3 times a day versus every 5 minutes, right? Making sure that I pick up on meditation again. This is something I've done a terrible job over the last 7 days. I've not meditated at all. This is a commitment I made to everybody who's watching this video. I'm going to be meditating today, even if it's just for 5 minutes, right? Doing the things that allow me to calm down in my mind so I can have clear thoughts, and with that clear thought, clear focus, and take clear, confident action. And then deciding when to work and when to relax. Again, not like overlapping these two things where you're watching television a little bit and watching podcasts and then you send an email and then again you distract yourself and then again you work. And so now it's at 9 p.m. at night and you're still on your laptop doing some leisure stuff and some work stuff, right? Like really separating the two and trying to be as disciplined as you can about work time and non-work time. And finding also a certain amount of time in the day to relax, right? That's going to be super, super important. But creating daily habits that allow you to manage yourself, your emotional state, your thoughts, your anxiety during this crisis is going to be paramount. If you can't manage yourself, you cannot manage the crisis. The next thing that you need to keep in mind is expect disruptions, expect breaking news, expect just bad shit to happen, right? Your days are not going to be perfect. If you're trying to reach for perfection in a crisis, you are going to drown. More so than typical. Some people are perfectionists, and if their day is not perfectly structured, then their productivity really takes a dip. Well, you can't think and act like that right now. We all going to have to negotiate hard with reality, but also realize that we only have that much leverage right now. And if your children are having a really bad day or some meltdowns because they're just like too constrained and they're not having enough playtime with their friends and they are not stimulated enough, then you'll have to cut them some slack, and maybe you'll have to be okay with being distracted here or there. Or maybe you have a video call on Zoom with a prospect and your children running around. Don't get angry at them because you set the rules of not disrupting you while you're on Zoom calls. Just accept and adapt. You have to be adaptable, right? So maybe you just invite your children to come by and say hi to this future customer, right? And wish them and their children a good day, or ask if they also have kids and how those kids are doing, right? And if they can say hi to them through Zoom, like create a little special moment maybe, or show them that you're human. Show them your family or the craziness in your life, because I guarantee you, no matter how much it looks like they have their shit together, they're going through it as well, right? And seeing that you have some struggles might just make the connection between the two of you more human and therefore more real and therefore much stronger than on a pure professional, clean, and kind of the sterile professional, fake version that you might have maintained in the past. So expect that bad things will happen. Maybe a family member gets sick. Maybe you get sick, right? How inconvenient. Maybe whatever. Bad things will come up. You're not going to be as productive most days as you would have been when there's not a crisis. Accept that fact. Don't fight reality. You are going to lose, but adapt to it. And see every day as a new battle that starts at zero, a kind of cleaning the slate. And during a day, every hour should be a new clean slate. And so if you had 2 really terrible hours where you weren't productive, instead of eating healthy, you ate some shitty food, and your kids are running around screaming and really annoying you, and you lost your temper, you cannot fall into the trap of now taking that and bumming yourself out to the point where you go, well, today is terrible. I have already lost today, so I'm just going to retreat and eat shitty food, watch television, and feel bad about myself and feel like a victim and that this crisis is so terrible and I can't do anything about it. No, shut the fuck up. This is what I tell myself multiple times a day right now. Shut the fuck up and get your shit together. The last 2 hours don't matter. They're gone. What can you do this hour? Can you do one good thing? Not 1,000. One good thing this hour. And then just tackle this hour as good as you can. And if you can't be amazing, then just be good. If you can't be good, then be okay. And if you can't be okay, be bad, but don't be terrible. And if you are terrible, then focus on the next hour and try to get back the positive momentum. But expect the unexpected, adapt, adjust, and cut yourself and others some slack, because these days are gonna be challenging. All right, I wanna hear from you. If you have questions, if you have challenges, if you need anything from me, I want to be there for you. Send me an email, stelly@close.com. And until next time, I wish you and your loved ones good health. Take care of yourself. Let's go out there and let's get them.